Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerSchool.com and DougRuckerStore.com. Here in the shop with Edwin, we're working on this build over here. Getting ready to do a Kingslinger. I've had some requests about how to install the plumbing, what's it called?
Drain kit.
The drain kit for the water that comes out of the barrels. So we're gonna show that next. Okay guys, so we're back here getting ready to show you. This is Ed, the oil man. Everybody knows Ed if you've been by the shop, and he does all the builds and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Ed for to show you about how to install the compressor drain kit on the Kingslinger if you've opted to purchase one of those.
All right, so this is the standard compressor that most everybody has, and once you get the Kingslinger plate, it goes right here. Now when you get it, it comes with these drain plugs here already installed, and there's two of them. There's one here and there's one over here. So if it's a brand new compressor and it has no oil in it, the easiest way to do it is to roll it up on this end, on the starter end, and it'll hold it without cracking it, and that gives you access under here to get to both of them at the same time. And what we've done is when you get your kit, it should look in two pieces similar to this. So what we've done is we've already located and pre-bent as close as we can, so you don't have to do any of that. That's why it looks a little curved. You'll see why in a minute. So the first thing you want to do is take these drain plugs out, one here, one here. This is a 12-inch crescent wrench. You're probably going to use to start to get them to break. I've already done that. Or you can just get a really long 9/16. A 9/16 this size won't do it. They're in there too tight. They've got red Loctite on them. Once you get them going, they'll come out pretty easily. And you can see the red Loctite there that's on them. So you do both for each side. Now these are out. So since this is the end with the regulator on it, where you're going to have all your valves, this is where you want your drain valve to be. So you can take this off here or spin it around. This will be loose. It's supposed to be loose so you can move it. You're going to have to take this end off, this 9-degree compression fitting here. Just loosen the nut there, and the fitting will come off, and the ferrule and the nut will stay on there. That's what you want. This is all crimped on there now. So you take this, you put some pipe dope on there, you'll thread this in. It'll start getting snug. This is a 5/16 wrench. So as you start running it around, so as you run it around, you'll feel it start getting tight. So you got to remember where you want to go. So this is going to originally be, when it's all installed and done, it's going to be down like this. So you want this to be past horizontal down a little bit so the water drains down. So once you get, so it'll start getting tight, and then you can come around one more time. And it'll get really snug, and then once you get it going, get just a little bit, not up too horizontal, just a little bit past there like this. You want, that way you get a good angle down there and you get clearance underneath there. So same thing on the other side. We'll take the fitting loose. The nut will stay on, the ferrule will stay on. Here's the 9-degree MPT by compression. You'll put some pipe dope on here so it won't leak. Run this around, and then you see it'll start getting stiff, and when it starts getting stiff, 5/8 wrench, run around, and then you'll feel it getting ready to stop. So when you go to stop it, once again, you want to stop it where it still has some horizontal downward component to it. So about right there. That's what you want. So now those are all both fit. So then you come in, take the piece you took off to begin with.
And that's the short piece.
The short piece. and just thread it on easily like that. It should just easily hand tight, go in there a long way. It's brass, it's soft, so you don't have to force it. Just get it going. Then this is where it comes easy. Roll it back up again. You'll take the long piece and the ferrule end goes right down in there. And so now it's all loose and you move everything. This is loose here, this ferrule's loose here. So now you're gonna put this last connection right here into this T. This is already gonna be assembled with Loctite and everything. And you'll get that going on there. Now this, when you get going, is a 1/2" wrench. And you start snugging everything up. You gotta hold your mouth just right to get it going. There you go. So then you get everything going on there and just start tightening everything up. And then when it gets close, you can manipulate this. So you want this to save space. You don't want this hanging out here where someone can trip on it. You'll get it close, and you roll it back down. And depending on where it is on your trailer or where you want to put it, you can pull it up and drill a hole, put it in there, put a nipple. You can pull it up further if you need to, but once you get it all there, then start taking your wrenches and tighten all your fittings down. And you'll feel it getting tight. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be killing tight. You'll feel it starting to snug up on that ferrule. And once you set the distance, then you'll be good to go. These are pretty forgiving, so got a couple shots at it. You don't want to be doing this every day. So that one's in there. We'll come back over here. We're going to put this one in. There we go. See, it's starting getting snug. And then once it's snug, you can roll it back up. Easy access. Start snugging this one up. Like I said, you just want to take it nice and easy. All a little snug. Make sure you got everything where you want it. Now again, if you're going to drill a hole in your trailer and put it through the bottom with a nipple, you want to kind of dry fit all that before you winch down these really tight. Make sure these are all up here. You can see it'll clear the tanks so it shouldn't rattle. You bring it over, go through the hole in your trailer. It'll come up just a hair, and you can bend this around a little bit to wherever you need it. And then once you get happy with it, then just lock it all down. Snug. That's all you need. And crank it up. If you have a little air leak in there, just snug down just a little more. It doesn't take a whole lot. And there you go.
Beautiful. Somebody may just want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get these parts themselves and build this instead of buying this from us. That's absolutely great. We don't make a big margin off of this. This is really more of a convenience thing, guys, to help you guys, especially on a trailer. You want to drain these plugs. You may not want to reach down and grab both of these, you know, valve stems here and release them. This just makes it a little easier. But Edwin, say a guy wants to buy these parts on his own. What parts is he looking at buying?
Okay, so basically we're looking at 5 parts. So this is an NPT by compression 90-degree elbow. So it's 1/4 inch NPT by compression, and this is 1/8 inch tubing.
Copper tubing.
NPT by T. This is gonna be the hardest one to find. Sometimes you have to look for these, but this reduces the number of fittings. So this threads right into your 1/4 inch valve, 1/4 inch by, I think 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch tubing. These are compressions, and then, like I said, the same fitting over here. So you got 290 NPT by compressions, 1T NPT on the T side, and the cross members are compression, and a 1/4 inch turn ball valve. And then if you want to bring it up, you can always put more tubing and bring it up higher. You can put your 1/4 inch nipple in here, drill your hole, run it down through your deck, and you're done. And like Doug was saying, it's a lot easier. Just turn a 1/4 turn ball valve, bam, everything's drained, you're done, close.
So turn that down, because what happens, guys, if you install this on a trailer, so
yeah. So if you,
that's where that little nipple comes in handy, because
Right.
you can drill a hole through your deck and have that nipple come down through the 2x.
and this will sit right on the
6 or
deck
8.
right there. Yep.
Right. And so then all you have to do is just turn this ball valve when you want to drain these tanks. And I always recommend you drain these before every job. If you're using it on a long day, long job, you might come over and just release this during the job to let some of the water out of it, because water accumulates in here and you want to make sure you keep it out. All right, just give you a sneak little preview before we close this video out. This is a rig we're building. Gonna finish it up in the next day or two. This is our new 8 gallon per minute pressure washer, Doug Rucker brand, or Doug Rucker or whatever. Made for us by PowerJet. Awesome machines. And so yeah, Whisper Wash, our usual 2 100 gallon tanks. Got 3 hose reels, Hannay, and so and we also put a ladder rack on it. So when it's done, I'll do a full video and go over everything with you guys. You guys have an awesome day. So you're working with a ground man. Make sure the ground man is working with you, wetting all the plants, house, wood, anything that bleach is going to touch before, during, and after the roof sprayer. One very important thing to make sure you're keeping wet is the exterior of the gutters, especially if you're using a really strong mix, because if it hits it and kind of rolls, drips down it, it's going to stripe it. So you got to make sure you're keeping the gutters wet and you're keeping them rinsed when you're spraying. If you're spraying like we did yesterday from the ground up, that mist can hit the gutters. So you gotta make sure those are staying wet. From the top, if you're spraying from the roof, top down, as you start getting closer to the bottom edge of the roof, it bounces to the top of the gutters and rolls down as little streaks.